Now we are moving on to our next conversation with Kenny Okolugbo, the Accord Party House of Representatives candidate for Ndokwa Federal Constituency in Delta State. Sorry for that earlier mix-up about being identified as the governorship candidate. Good morning, Kenny. Good to see you.
Morning, Steve. I was happy. You actually promoted me to be a governorship candidate. Stop that.
No, that was...
Well, you know...
I wish that was true.
Well, you know OG is from your federal constituency,
yes,
Ndokwa.
That's true.
You know, so we were hoping...
But that's not the reason why.
Yeah.
That's not the reason why.
All right, Kenny, let's get down to it because of the short time that we have. You were not declared the winner. What went down on the 25th of February? PDP, I believe, was declared the winner. What affected your chances? Was it the Labour Party incursion, or why are you not satisfied with the result announced by INEC?
Yes, I would agree with you. The Labour Party incursion was a factor. But that wasn't so strong because, like in Obiaruku, where you're speaking to me from, the Board of Trustees, that's the only person we have in Ndokwa. She lost the unit to me. I won the unit massively. The President House of Assembly candidate and the chairmanship, former chairman, immediate chairman of the local government, lost his unit to me. In fact, I don't think there was any notable PDP leader that didn't lose his unit to me in Okwani local government area. But you see, the thing about it was that it was the same factor. You see, the Labour thing was, they reduced the vote of Labour Party presidential candidates, I must tell you the truth. He did more than 341,000 in Delta State. And you don't rig if you're not popular. But what was happening was that the rigging was done in places where people were cowed, not because they were popular. They will say, the presiding officers will tell you they don't have the codes to upload the results. Where they could allocate votes, they allocated votes. And this cash thing was another factor because there was a commissioner from this area that had a lot of cash, and we didn't know where he got cash from because most of us were even paying our agents by transfer. And so people were voting and were collecting 1,500 naira, as low as 1,500 naira for one vote. It was that bad. And, you know, PDP did it shamefully. I mean, shamelessly. And, you know, that's a party I belonged to before now. You know how passionate I was about the PDP. I spoke about this party. I was the only one that stood for this party, apart from Shegu Show Me in 2015 when they lost the elections. But you see, what Okowa has done is that a vote of no confidence has been passed on Okowa. Because you see, when I sat with him and there were certain things we discussed, he acted like an emperor during the primaries. And it was a result of being an emperor was what he has gotten by the rejection that he got as a vice presidential candidate and being on the ticket with Atiku. It was actually a shame. And I mean, that's the lowest ebb the governor can get to with what has happened in Delta State. And at the local level, the rigging was what we didn't think was going to go on. I mean, how can you say that the candidate for the PDP is more popular than Okowa and getting over 20,000 votes? I'm already in the tribunal, and these things I'm going to prove. Because if you go to the IREV upload that they have done now, they've uploaded 311 results for the Ndokwa Okwani Federal Constituency. I already have thousands of votes there. This is by INEC, and that was not even given to me on the EC 8D results, which was the returning results. But I can't give you much facts about it because I'm already at the tribunal and I shouldn't give those details because those are the details that we're going to use as evidence at the tribunal.
All right, so you are in the tribunal right now. You just talked about rigging and all of that. Can you share with us in detail what type of proof you have at this moment?
Okay, let me give you an example. Like Uchi, for example. Uchi is in Ndokwa East. Uchi is a very long distance from Abo. You get to Molu first, you get to Akara Umuti before you get to Uchi, before you get to Akara Etiti, Akara Yobodo. These are areas that are very remote. What they did was that they didn't use beavers in those areas. They didn't even go on incident form because, you know, incident forms have been outlawed. So what they did was they just ticked on the voters register and allocated votes to the candidates. And because there was no strength of resistance, I must confess, from our supporters there who were cowed, they couldn't resist those results that were announced by INEC. Then in areas, urban areas, for example, where they knew that they couldn't allocate the votes, immediately. They did not, because they saw that the results were not uploaded. You know, most of the presiding officers will tell you that they didn't have the codes to upload. That was a lie. By the time we found out that it was a lie, was when they actually got to the area where the results were being put together. And they actually changed figures. Figures were changed. We have the proofs. We have our from ECATA results. ECATA are the results that are given to you at the polling unit. These are results that we are going to present before the tribunal. I'm happy they have the IREV. A lot of the results, they couldn't change in the areas we resisted, but the areas we did not resist were changed. And it's a shame. It's actually a shame what happened on the 25th of February 2023, yes.
Okay, you said that you believe that the Labour Party candidate had more votes than what INEC declared.
Yes, because in Okwani, for example, the electoral officer refused to upload the presidential results. She was compromised. She did not even upload the House of Rep results even before we left.